Hi, in this video I document this past year's deer season in my home state of New Hampshire. This season I hunted the same buck pretty much the entire season. The story for me on the deer that I hunted this year actually begins back in 2023 when I was hunting a different deer in the same area, and I started to get pictures of a young buck that very much resembled the deer that I was hunting. I don't usually come up with names for deer that I'm hunting or perhaps get on my trail cameras, but this deer looked so similar to the deer I was hunting that I started to just call him Mini-Me. I'm not so sure what happened to that buck that I had been hunting in 2023, is when I got my cameras back out in 24, he never showed back up on camera in the same area he had been in for multiple seasons prior. Fortunately, Mini-Me was back and showing up on my trail cameras in the season of 24. He looked really good, but I knew he was young and was hoping to give him another year as long as another hunter didn't get him and have a chance at him in the 25 season.
The work begins for my 2025 season. Taking a hike up the mountain here, I was able to confirm that the target buck is alive. The buck I've known about for, well, I've had pictures of him for 4 years now, I believe. I believe he's a 4.5-year-old deer this year, and he's a 6x5. And obviously it's early, it's late July. I was able to obtain a picture last weekend. And he definitely has some growing to do, but he definitely seems worthy of the work. All right, it's the beginning of August here, and I'm back up on the mountain for what I thought was going to be 11. He's turned into a 6x6 and does have a little kicker off his 2, I believe, but he's turned into a really big deer. So I came up here, it's early August. I'm getting another stand in. I had him on a scrape right over here about 40 yards behind me last night at like 7:30. So I hate to be in here, but I gotta get some stuff ready, so I'll have 6 weeks here before the season starts. So hey, I'm just getting the work done. I'm kind of tucked in here on this cut. I'll show you this setup. Alright, so it's I believe September 20th, and we're on the way up for our first set of 2025 in New Hampshire. Going up high. Alright, so I'm sit number 2 for the 6x6 here. I think it's like September 21st. Alright, here's the deal. I think it's October 9th, and we're just, again, we've had cold weather the last couple nights. Last night was a killer night. Too busy with work, but tonight I was able to run a touch late, but I was able to get out. Again, going back after Mini-Me, the 6x6 here, way up on the mountain, and I'm going way up tonight to an area that I've run cameras in for years, but to be honest, I've never hunted it because it's so ridiculous to get to. I have to hike in, no e-bike or anything. So, but the one thing about this spot is you don't get a lot of pictures. I haven't had necessarily a lot of pictures, but when you do, it's a buck. A lot of times a mature buck in the daylight. So And I've had him up here a few times this year. Everything else seems to have slowed down. So you're typical. I don't think it's the October lull. I think it's just pressure. Deer kind of change things up. You got people in the woods. I know other people are hunting this deer, but so he's gonna be a little tricky. So I'm gonna play the game with him and see what happens. Just keep trying. Process of elimination here, and see if I can't get lucky with him. October 17th. This is my sixth trip up for the 6x6. I made a critical mistake this past Sunday. I came up to adjust a trail camera and tie one branch down in a shooting lane that I have, and probably my best stand for this buck, and he happened to be bedded 30 yards in front of my tree when I came up here at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning. So he ran off. I'm not sure if he saw me or not. He may or may not have. He didn't run super fast, but big mature bucks, they don't always do that anyway when you spook them. They kind of wobber off, but the damage is usually done. We're in. Gotta be real quiet. I always prepare like he's right here. And every time you go in, tiptoe down in here. Alright, so I just came up this big ravine at the bottom of the mountain, goes up the mountain, and last year I had the 6x6 on this 3 times on a scrape, a mock scrape that I had introduced into this ravine. I had them 3 times daylight last year. First time being October 17th, and then a couple times around November 9th. But there's been pretty much barely any activity here this year. I'm thinking it's probably a result of no acorns, but I still think it's going to be a transition area. Got a big cut on one side of it, and then the mountain on the other, and I still think they're going to use it for transition once they start to surge. So I came in and I opened the scrape up. It was just full. He's not a buck has opened it, and it's October 19th, up in the tree, way up high, probably about I think I'm around 1,600 feet on the mount. The buck I'm after was down the ridge last night, about 100 yards, like 10 minutes before black, so right at last call. October 25th, we're into about the best time of year for hunting a buck that you know about and have somewhat of an idea on his territory. I'm heading up early tonight. I got to, 3/4 of the way up, I'm gonna peel off and grab grab a stand and some sticks that have been very inactive. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to go up to a mock scrape that I haven't hunted. But Mini-Me, my target buck, has been on it. Was on it 2 nights ago. See how it works? It's dead calm. I think I got in pretty quiet. Pretty neat spot. But we need him to come and cooperate here before he starts to roam. I don't think he's doing too much roaming yet, but it's the 25th of October. He's going to start pretty soon to just kind of spread it out and hit scrapes, and just need him to come back and hit this one more time when I'm here.
After the does work off, right at last call, one of the other mature bucks in the area comes right to the base of my tree. There wasn't enough camera light to film.
We've turned the calendar to November 1st today. It is also opening day of muzzleloader season here in New Hampshire. As you can probably tell, it's real windy. I haven't had any pictures of Mini-Me, the 6x6. Oh, and it's got to be over a week now, maybe a little more. And everything's actually just been really slow as far as cameras go. But I know better to put all my stock in cameras. They can be deceiving, and I like to go back to my roots before all the cameras and everything. And the truth is your cameras miss a lot. You might think you have it covered, but the truth is you don't. And so I'm just gonna keep hunting. So it's about 9 o'clock on November 3rd, I think. Alright, it's morning of November 7th. This morning I was way up high on the mountain. Had very, very little action up there at all, if any, really, even hunting or on my cameras. I moved to the bottom of the mountain, to this cut. All right, quick check-in. November 8th. I'm sitting in the same cut that I was on last night. Had an exciting night last night. My brother killed an absolute magnum November 7th, 2:30 in the afternoon. So there was just a lot of happiness, a lot of gratitude in our family last night. So congrats to him, congrats Ryan. Freaking giant, dude. So we're just back here. I'm going off annual data right now. My cameras, you know, there's a point where you just have to say screw the cameras. Right. It's November 14th. It's a Friday. I had today off from work. I've been hunting all day today. I was up in the lower cut this morning. Had a picture of Mini-Me on Wednesday, 2 days ago at 7:15 in the morning. I was walking into a job meeting. November 19th, back in the cut for the 6x6 Mini-Me. Have had some pictures lately of him. Just keep missing out on this cut with him. Had him a couple times in the last week when I'm not here, and I've been here a lot, so just trying to hit it right. Beautiful morning. It's 22nd of November. We're heading back to the cut for the 6x6. All right. Losing track of the days at this point. So we're right into the dog days of the northeast whitetail rut. Most of the does are bred, and in my opinion, the big fellas are still going. Heading back in, kind of doing the cardinal sin this year. I'm just keep pounding the stand, this low side cut, because I can get in and out of it. It's a vicious stand to get in and out of. I mean, it's as good as it gets. Even though did have a deer blow at me this morning at the base of my tree. Alright, it's a little after 5 o'clock in the morning, I believe November 30th. And gonna go sit the creek bottom stand there. The buck I've been hunting all season has not been there since September, that at least on the camera, which I know they tell you a smidgen of what really goes on. But we're gonna go and give it a shot. I'm gonna switch it up from the cut. I hope I don't regret that. But
as I filmed my setup, I heard a branch break behind me. I turned around and seen that Mini-Me had jumped the stone wall and was heading quickly down the creek bottom away from me. I was able to stop him with a grunt, but did not feel there was enough time to get him on film.
I believe I just shot the buck I've been after all season. That looked like a damn nice buck, and thank you, Jesus. It's been a grind, and I am just so grateful. We're just gonna soak this in. Look at that, folks. Just so grateful. And I don't know. This stuff is just wild. It is wild. I don't know if I can actually get down. I'm almost lost for words right now because it's just it's incredible. But yeah, I honored him up high the entire early season, 2 miles up. I came close. I bumped him once right near my stand and just stayed after him. Very thankful to my wife that just allows me to really chase these deer. So thank you, honey. There he is. All right. So we're in the creek bottom, and we're gonna go take a look at him. There's the setup. Came up the creek and oh, there it is there, up in that triple. And we're gonna make our way over to him. There he is. And boy, his body looked small when he was, I got a glimpse at him, but there he is. And you know, that's what it's all about. That's why we do it right there. Jesus. So Jack. Right. Alright, folks. He's a stud. His body is really small, but this deer, I'll tell you, I've hunted him all season, every sit but a couple sits with my kids at my house. This deer was 2 miles up on the mountain until later part of October, and finally came down, which he's been very sporadic, not doing the same thing that I've seen him do in the past. I'm just lost for words that it finally happened this morning. I'm here in this big creek bottom. I haven't had a picture of him here since September. Velvet, actually. So, and something was just telling me to come here this morning. So I did. It's December 30th, I think. And I'm just so grateful for the opportunity this morning. So grateful that I was able to put a good shot at. I mean, you got a rifle, so you know, it wasn't a big deal. But it's been a long season. I've documented most of it, and so I hope to be able to put something together for that. And here he is, just a short beam, compact 6x6. Super cool buck. Awesome. Well, this is cool and kind of unfortunate at the same time. This is actually the buck I killed this year. This would be probably his 2.5-year-old shed. And obviously it's eaten horrible, but you can see the stack.